The economy is still not looking good. We have the Fed who is going to continue to raise rates, but we're having companies go out of business or at the verge of going out of business. Companies that were in the pandemic that everybody loved. But right now, nobody wants to give them any love. And this is going to affect the housing market, guys, because of the overall recession that is happening. We know that the economy includes the housing market, and if we have a recession, everything goes down.
Get over it! Whoa!
And that is where we're leading, and we have to look at the red flags, guys. What do I say? You have to look at the red flags. We have to look at what happened in the past to understand what's going to happen in the future. This is good information, guys, and that is the reason why the 86% of you guys that aren't subscribed to this channel need to subscribe to this channel. What are you doing?
I can subscribe.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel get viewed by more people. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring this community together. So let's jump right into it. It says Peloton and 2 other major zombie companies could soon go to zero, leading to stock research. In the midst of 2021 soaring tech IPO and SPAC market, there was one former Wall Street analyst telling everyone who would listen that something was wrong. The founder and CEO of this company focused on fundamentals of business behind record valuations, and what he saw wasn't promising. Now, we're talking about these companies where they were doing these weird SPACs. I'm not gonna go right into like the detail of what a SPAC is, but it's basically rushing to get a company to go public so you can make a bunch of money and XYZ when you don't have the fundamentals all in place to actually do a regular IPO, meaning to get your company on the stock exchange. Now, when you rush things, guys, we know this. This is no different in stocks or business. When you rush things, it does not turn out right. You know, you end up making some mistakes. You end up pushing something that wasn't complete. And that's what's happening with these companies. These companies were making a killing, guys.
Yes, sir!
During the pandemic, you couldn't tell me that Peloton wasn't shooting out commercials and everybody was on Instagram saying, I'm on my Peloton, and doing these ridiculous Twitter advertisements and stuff like that. It was going bananas. Trainer warned investors in 2021 that many high-flying tech stocks, IPOs at the time, were trading at tech bubble levels. And even worse, some were what he calls zombie companies, or firms that are unable to generate enough cash flow to cover their debts, forcing them to continue to borrow in order to stay alive. Where have we seen something like that? I don't know, 2008? I don't know. Some people are doing that now in the housing market. People are borrowing money to pay their property taxes, going to these payday lenders to pay for their property taxes. I did a video on that a couple months ago, and it's still happening today. Taxes are rising at such a fast rate that people cannot afford it, especially individuals who are on a fixed income. They get hit the hardest because they have a fixed income, but taxes will continue to go up, which forces them to go borrow money. And then Trainer has credibility here. He basically has a big firm that, you know, that basically looks at this stuff. Now here, this is where it's interesting, guys. This is some WeWork type of stuff. I don't want to go, but if you guys know, if you've been following WeWorks, you know WeWorks went, you know, they made all types of claims. They were pushing too fast, too hard, and then, you know, they blew up and burned up. You know, this is what's happening with these companies like Peloton. It says here, the workout biker maker Peloton became a stock market darling during the pandemic as investors rushed to find companies that would benefit from lockdowns and growing work from home trends. And we're knowing that right now, a bunch of companies are getting rid of the remote work. Hence, you don't really need, you know, Peloton anymore when you're working at Google and they have workouts there, or you can go to the gym, and, you know, a lot of people just, they didn't want to be inside anymore.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
They wanted to go to an actual gym and work out, and Peloton got punished for this. The company stock soared from below $20 per share in March 2020 to over $162 in December 2021 peak. That whole time, Trainer and his team weren't convinced. He said they were in the danger zone, which is a list which tracks stocks that are highly valued by Wall Street but have underlying business model issues. In September 2019, arguing the company was burning through cash at an unsustainable rate. Well, yes. They are burning at a crazy rate, crazy rate. Now, you guys have to understand companies like this. I'm not going to go through this whole article, but companies like we're looking at right now, Carvana, which is another online retailer. Remember when some of you guys were in my comment section telling me, yeah, that's just a new wave. People are, they want to go to vending machines and pick out their car and don't want to test drive it. It may be one or two of their most biggest purchase of their whole life, but hey, we don't need to test drive this. We don't need to do anything. Well, come to find out, people actually do want to test drive their car. People want to kind of go through the process of buying a car. They just don't want to deal with salesmen. I do know that. They don't want to deal with salesmen, but they don't want to cut out the entire process and just go to a vending machine and buy their car. Carvana saw its stock rise from below $30 in March in 2020 to over $360 in August. Now, one would say going from $30 to $360 is abnormal. I don't know. What would you guys say?
It's trash.
I would say that feels like crypto-ish. But hey, look, if you made money on that play, good for you. If you look at all of these companies and you look at Freshpet, which is another one of these, burning through cash, not making a dime. And you would think Carvana would make a lot of money, when it doesn't really have overhead, but I guess those big vending machines really do cost a lot of money. But hey, I don't know. The overhead seems very low since you don't have to deal with employees and salesmen and all that other stuff. But these are the things that we need to look at, guys. Now, these are very important because these are huge companies and we're starting to see the fallout when it comes to slowdown in spending. People aren't buying as much as they were during the pandemic. Not only did people have money to purchase things during the pandemic because the government was providing it, but we had time to purchase and sit and do the purchase, right? Now people are going on vacations, doing things outside, going back to work, and the money isn't there anymore, guys. It's not there. It's bringing down the economy and it's bringing down companies. Companies that did record numbers during the pandemic can't even hold a flame this year. It's getting tough. It's getting tough. And it's going to continue to get worse. We're going to have a recession. When the recession hits, prices will continue to go down on homes. I know you guys are continuing to look for homes, as you should, but just know patience will be key when it comes to this crazy housing market. We have 3 more rate increases happening, and between those 3 rate increases, I believe we will get to double digits. Even if we don't, let's just say my prediction is completely wrong.
I disagree.
We can pretty much all guess interest rates will get to at least 8%. And if it gets to 8%, I don't know about you, but I can't name a person that will buy a house at 8%, especially a house to live in an overpriced market. Prices will be forced to come down, and that's when we'll see the recession happen. So I hope you got value out of this content. I'm gonna need you to check out this next video here. It will help you understand this crazy housing market, get into your first rental property. Check in the description. We have some useful links and my membership program. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.